Right, let's read this. Let me put my glasses back on. This is coming from ABPSI Newsroom. And it says Donald Trump and the rebirth of the Ku Klux Klan and the Queen is dead. Long live the King. It says Donald Trump, J. Trump, is the de facto grand dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. A strong assertion requires strong proof. That proof's readily available. Donald's father, Fred, was arrested at a rally of the Ku Klux Klan in Queens, New York in 1927. His father was Donald's assistant, ran a real estate empire that denied rentals to Black Americans. The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. Donald J. Trump promoted his racist worldview with wild claims that Barack Obama was not born in America. Throughout Obama's presidency, Trump was on a soapbox that attempted to delegitimize Obama's presidency. Throughout Donald Trump's presidential campaign and presidency, white supremacist groups celebrated his racial and immigrant policies and raised money using his image. David Duke, the former, what the fuck is that word? Titular Grand Wizard of the Klan, suggested that Trump stole his ideas on immigration and referred to him as the Great White Hope. A variety of white supremacist groups in the U.S. and around the world looked to Trump as their leader. In March 2019, the killer of 52 Muslims in Christchurch, New Zealand, hailed Trump in his white supremacist manifesto. Later that year, that depraved shooter in El Paso, Texas, who targeted and killed 23 Latinos, drew inspiration from the Christchurch shooter and Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the de facto grand dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. During his presidency, he accomplished everything we would expect the grand dragon of the KKK. He banned all Muslims from travel into the United States, creating havoc at airports. He built a wall to prevent immigrants from the southern border, and he separated immigrant children from their parents with no plans to reunify. You see this? He reiterated the most cogent talking point of white supremacy and the KKK. The idea that blacks are intellectually inferior to whites, he labeled as low IQ. Maxine Waters, LeBron James, and Don Lemon, among others. By the action of his followers, we can proclaim that Donald Trump is the leader of the three percenters, Proud Boys, and every other white supremacist group in U.S. and beyond. That's what the fucking ICE agents are. The rabid racists of the Ku Klux Klan is not a radical fringe. It is mainstream. Our task as black psychologists is to dismantle white supremacy. That task, due to the messianic appeal of Donald Trump, has become a much bigger mountain to climb. But white supremacy is not limited to the U.S. The recent funeral celebration of Queen Elizabeth II is a grim reminder of the worldwide potency of white supremacy. The idea of the royal family is white supremacy within white supremacy. Leaders worldwide came to celebrate her majesty, and the major news media were hijacked for days at a cost of $1 billion. Our task as Black psychologists is the illumination and liberation of the African spirit. Identifying and debunking the scope of white supremacy is a necessary step in that direction. And that's a fucking fact, because everybody's gonna fucking suffer.